So let's check out some new armored vehicles and how the guns work on those vehicles. Now for this video I picked the Quadra Type 66 modification, which is called the Javelina. Okay, so what is new in patch 2.0 is that you can buy all different vehicles if you go to a terminal that's called Autofixing. And the cool thing is about this car, or any of the cars available currently, you don't need to have a Phantom Liberty installed to use them. So those are base game content for 2.0. So we go to Quadra. You see the armored vehicles, and those with guns have like a symbol like this over here. That means it has machine guns mounted. Type 66 Javelina. They bought it already. So let's take a look. Okay, first here's the base model 66. That's what the Javelina is based on. So I'm just quickly going to get into this vehicle so you can see the cockpit. And so you can see the difference. Also, I'm playing this on full path tracing on the balance setting on 1080 resolution. Okay, now let's take a look at the Javelina. See, it looks substantially modified compared to the original car. See a better armor. It has the crystal dome technology, which is these armored plates that you can see through from the other side. You can see here one machine gun and the second one over here. And when using guns in this car, or any of the upgunned cars, the configuration and the location of the guns actually matters. On some vehicles it's in different positions, and it will actually matter when you shoot at other vehicles where you're going to hit. You can see here that nice tail at the end, like the Type 66. Okay, now let's take a look at the interior. It's a weaponized vehicle. It gives you a hint that using a car with a gun on it. Now the cool thing is that's what I really like about this game, is that how much work the developers put into cockpit interiors. Notice here it looks substantially different from the other car. If this was another game developer, they would have just used the armor plating on the outside and kept the cockpit the same. Or perhaps just retextured it. But this is like completely new dashboard and everything. Okay, so let's drive up to the checkpoint there, and then I'll show you the guns. You can also hear the more muffled engine sound. It's, I think, some new reverb change they used for 2.0 in cars. You can see it accelerates really fast. It's much faster than the Type 66. Also, what's really cool is in 2.0, I think it's for all vehicles, the faster you drive, the stiffer the steering gets, which means you don't have to worry about oversteering. I think it's a really cool feature. Okay, now let's stop. And we're going to turn around and use the guns. Now, using guns in cars, it's... On one side, it's really stupid the way the guns are mounted, but the developers actually ran with that stupidity and made it fun. What I mean by that is, it's not like some sentry gun where you can just track your target. They're literally just bore-sighted, frontal-mounted guns, which means if you start shooting, they will shoot straight forward. So it's like a Mad Max version of dogfighting with planes, okay? And I really like that they didn't go for these high-tech turrets that just automatically aim at stuff. Because the game tells you you can auto-aim if you use guns out of cars, like your handgun. That's new feature 2.0. However, in cars that have these guns, you cannot use normal handguns, because I think the armor plating of the glass you can't shoot through. Okay, so to activate it, you just press 1 or Alt. Press 1, you see, now you hear that sound. And if you do it for the first time, you get this explanation. Okay, now, all I have to do is hold left mouse and I'll start shooting. And to repeat, it's not auto-aiming, it's shooting straight up forward. You see the ammo? I think it has 50 per canister on each side and auto-reloads, and you have unlimited ammo. So let's say if you want to shoot another car, you have to actually line up your shots as you're driving behind it. And just pepper it with shots. That gets trickier if you're actually chasing another car, so you really have to line up your shots. Like in a flight simulator, fire burst, and keep your target in sight. I think it's actually quite fun like that, because you really have to like be methodical about it. And let's say, for example, you want to shoot at stationary targets, maybe some gang members that are shooting on the side of the road. Then you have to be a bit more careful about it. So I'm going to provoke the checkpoint guards over here with the gunfire. Also, I recommend playing the game with first person in cars, because those dashboards look so crazy beautiful, especially with the path tracing on. Like, you're throwing away half the gameplay if you're playing it with the outside camera. I know it's difficult at the beginning, but you get used to it. And I also recommend keeping the steering to 0. Go to controls, keep the steering sensitivity to 1 to the lowest setting, because then you reduce some of the oversteering you get in this game. Because in most cases, you don't have to turn on the 180 degrees. You can just slow turn. Okay, now there should be some guards up ahead. See, if you play normal difficulty, the car actually can take quite some damage before it even gets to you. Notice, it's all just the car taking damage. You flashbang? See, the armor is still not broken through. If this was be a normal car, within seconds they would have shattered the front window. You can see here. It can actually take some serious damage in. So now the car doors are gone. Now I'm actually going to take damage from on the side. And try to get away. Might have a broken tire or something. Okay, here we go. Okay. So yeah, I highly recommend using the Javelina if you have some cash, because it's quite expensive. It costs 99,000 credits. And the engine sound is fun. And it's one of those vehicles you can actually use during daytime, because the overexposure from the sunlight is not that bad as on other vehicles. And I think it's really fun to drive too. So I hope this was entertaining, and see you next time.